அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சோம்பியாய் சும்மா சுகமுண்டுறங்கிடில் சொல்வேனெங்கதி அருணாச்சலா சௌரியம் காட்டினை சழக்கற்றதென்றே சலியாதிருந்தாய் அருணாச்சலா ஞமலியில் கேடா நான் என்றுருதியான் நாடி நின்னுருவேன் அருணாச்சலா ஞானமில்லாது உன் ஆசையற்றளவர ஞானம் தெரித்தருள் அருணாச்சலா நிமிரு போல் நீயும் மலர்ந்திலை என்றேன் நேர் நின்றனையன் அருணாச்சலா தத்துவம் தெரியாத தனை உற்றாய் தத்துவமிதுவென் அருணாச்சலா தானே தானே தத்துவமிதனை தானே காட்டுவாய் அருணாச்சலா திரும்பிய ஹந்தனை தினமக கண்காண் தெரியுமென்றனை என் அருணாச்சலா தீரமில்லகத்தில் தேடியுந்தனையான் திரும்பவுற்றேனருள் அருணாச்சலா துப்பறிவில்லா இப்பிறப்பெண் பயன் ஒப்பிடவாயேன் அருணாச்சலா தூய்மனமொழியர் தோயும் உண்மையகம் தோயவே அருளென் அருணாச்சலா தெய்வமென்றுன்னை சாரவே என்னை சேர ஒழித்தாய் அருணாச்சலா சேர ஒழித்தாய் அருணாச்சலா அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலா அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலா அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலா.
நமः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः हरिः ओम्. अन्तरायतिमिरूपशान्तये शान्तपावनमचिन्त्य वैभवम् तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपि तुन्दिलं महः. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो न नपुंसं न च स्त्रीं नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकायेतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। करुणापूर्णसुधाब्धे कबलितघनविश्वरूप किरणावल्या अरुणाचलपरमात्मन् अरुणो भवचित्तकञ्जसुविकासाय त्वयि अरुणाचल सर्वं भूत्वा स्थित्वा प्रलीनमेतच्चित्रम् हृद्यहमित्यात्मतया नृत्यसि भोः ते वदन्ति हृदयं नाम अहमिति कुत आयातीत्यन्विष्यान्तः प्रविष्टयान्त्यमलधियाम् अवगम्य स्वं रूपं शाम्यत्यरुणाचलत्वयि नदीवाब्धौ त्यक्त्वा विषयं बाह्यं रुद्धप्राणेन रुद्धमनसान्तस्त्वां ध्यायन् पश्यति योगी दीधितिम् अरुणाचलत्वयि महीयं ते त्वयि अर्पितमनसा त्वां पश्यन् सर्वं तवाकृतितयां सततं भजते अनन्यप्रीत्या स जयत्यरुणाचलत्वयि सुखे मग्नः। हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रं ह्यहमहमिति साक्षात् आत्मरूपेण भाति हृदि विषमनसा स्वं चिन्वता मज्जता वा पवनचलनरोधादात्मनिष्ठो भवत्वम्। शोणप्रभं सोमकलापतंसं पाणिस्फुरत्पञ्जशरेक्षुचापं प्राणप्रियं नौमि पिनाकपाणेः कोणत्रयस्थं कुलदैवतं नहम् नमामि यामिनीनाथलेखालङ्कृतकुन्तलां भवानीं भवसन्तापनिर्वापणसुधानदीं चूडोत्तंसितचन्द्रचारुकलिका चञ्जत्शिखाभास्वरो लीलादग्धविलोलकामशलभश्रेयो दशाग्रे स्फुरन् अन्तःस्फूर्जदपारमोहतिमिरप्राग्भारमुच्चाटयन् चेतः सद्मनियोगिनां विजयते ज्ञानप्रदीपो हरः योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। विद्राविताशेषतमो गणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्य मायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महांस्तत्त्वमसीति बोधम्। Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachalam, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachalam, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachalam. Knowledge of the self is spoken as Hastamalaka. A fruit kept in the palm, a gooseberry kept in the palm. In Tamil, Bhagavan uses the word Kayyinil Kani. O Arunachala, you are the gooseberry in the palm. And I have to taste it, get intoxicated by that, ecstatic by that. Kayyinil Kani un meirasam kondu uvahai verikoda arul Arunachala. And as soon as possible, you have to put the mind in the ever available Swarupa, real nature. And as soon as possible means now, here. Ihaiva, that is the Upanishadic declaration. Here itself. If you give time, the mind will start the process of decaying. In Tamil we call Algardu. The moment you allow the mind to work, it will bring in time, space, effort, swabhava, mind, character, other individuals, everything will rush into that vacuum space. Kala, karma, swabhava, these are all things that Maya brings in. The moment you allow the mind a long rope, it will not go and hang itself with that long rope, it will make you hang. It will bring in time. It will tell you, put a big program. Yesterday was the day that everyone will do this. New Year. Wake up early morning 4 o'clock. Meditate for 1.5 hours. Then go for walk. Do exercise, and someone tells you, you come and attend here 6 months, you will have samadhi. Self-realization. The mind is fascinated by that duration of time. And it brings in doership, enjoyership. It has already conjured up a very ecstatic experience called self-realization. It is called Samvadi Brahma. In the Vedanta, they call it a Samvadi Brahma. Brahma means delusion. The delusion of a seeker. And this remains as a block to see what is his real nature now here. So the moment you allow the mind to work, the decaying process will start. And Bhagavan says, a rotten fruit is useless. Naindari kaniyal nalan ilai. You cannot attain. Nalan means self-realization. Nalan means the knowledge of the self. It will not happen by an insensitive mind, a dead-end mind, a mind which has accrued so much, accumulated so much, which is full of worldly knowledge. Nadi utkolnalam Arunachala. You have to seek, nadaradu. In Bhagavan uses this word to seek the source of the I. To turn the mind inward and inquire. Our KVS in Ashram used to say, Bhagavan did not simply rescue us from ignorance, he also rescued us from knowledge. Non-essential knowledge is Shastra Vasana, we call it. Non-essential knowledge, which is not Atma Vidya. That is what Bhagavan called a small arivu. So the mind which has accrued so much, it becomes so much insensitive, dull, refuses to settle down in the heart. To one devotee, Bhagavan gave this teaching. He said, the only thing that you have to do is train the mind to stay in the heart, quiet, still. Let the mind get habituated with that inner stillness. Soak the mind again and again into that pool of peace inside you. Let it become familiar with that state. And slowly it will recognize that state at its real nature. Then it will never leave that. So this is the only sadhana that you have to do. Nadi utkolnalam Arunachala. The mind is trained to go out, right from childhood, babyhood. Everyone tells you, look at this, look at this. Some trick they show. See, what is this? And from that day onwards, you are trained to look outside. And the greatest blessing that you get by coming to a guru like Bhagavan is that your attention is turned inward, antarmukham. That is what Arunachala did to Bhagavan also. He came to Arunachala and he said, Arunachala, now I know that you are the self within, but how can I realize you? You have to reveal that to me by your own light. Tane tane tattvam, tane katuvai Arunachala. I cannot do anything. Then Arunachala said, the eye who tells this, look at that eye. Tirumbi aham tanai dinam. Dinam means make it a practice. Constantly become familiar with this method, this process of looking at the movement of inner eye. Just like you will see a cat observing a rat. Like that, the attention has to look at the movement of the eye inside. How the eye arises, how the aham vritti works. When you get angry, when you want something, even meditation. Bhagavan said, find out the meditator who wants to meditate. Who is the meditator? Who is doing japa? Who is eating? Who is drinking? And you can ask who is sleeping. A partial sleep state also, your attention can be turned inward. Then you will find the aham vritti in the dream world also. It takes various forms and moves about. You start asking, tracing that I thought, where from it arises, issues forth. That is nadal. And utkolal means the eye, when you trace, the heart swallows it. Yoga Vasishta gives a very beautiful verbal expression. Chittam, chittam means mind. Chittam, chit bhakshitam. Chit bhakshitam. Chit means the pure awareness. It swallows the chittam. The inner self swallows the mind. The whole process happens inside. Inwardly, the self swallows the mind, deliciously swallows the mind. Chittam, chit bhakshitam. Chit swallows the chittam. And for the chittam to be swallowed by the chittam must be prepared. If it becomes insensitive, dull, lifeless, energyless, it is a rotten mind. That is what Bhagavan says, Naindu Alikani. It is a rotten mind. That is why in Vedanta, all the purpose of sadhana is to purify the mind. Nothing else. So that it does not become rotten. It becomes a ripe mind, a mature mind. The mind is ready to subside in the heart. The mind is ready to enter the heart. The mind is ready to be still. It knows the taste of that silence, that stillness, that shanti. Shantamai povan Arunachala. As Bhagavan says, that I will remain shantam, quiet, nothing else, no other interest, no other addiction. See, thinking is an addiction. Sleep is addiction. These two addictions are constantly veiling the self. You want to think, and when you are fed up with thinking, you make up by sleeping. Niddirai alum ninaivadi alum manam moodamiha sheeraliyum. Devikalutram. Mind becomes moodam. Moodam means totally insensitive, by too much sloth and too much thinking. Only these two doors. Either you think, you stop thinking, sleep. In satsang, you come. Sometimes I can see very well. When I sit here and see these 1,000 eyes, don't think I can see only one person. I can see everyone. After that, I will not see anyone. Even if you come before me, I will not see. So sometimes you can see they will be straining, trying to concentrate, full attention, and dumb. Sleep. The effort that you put to attend, concentrate the mind, and the reaction of the mind is it goes to sleep. So these two are actually same. By too much thinking and by too much sleep, both can make the mind energyless, no vitality, no prana. So there is that vigilance, that alertness. That is why they say the fuel that put you inside is food. And that fuel is burnt either as thought or as sleep. Annam ashitam tredha vidhiyate tasya yasthavishto dhatuhu tatpurisham bhavati yo madhyamah tanmamsam yo nishtah tanmanaha. When you take the food, the gross portion goes out as fecal matter. And the middle portion becomes the flesh, muscle, etc. And the subtle portion of the food affects the mind. So the first simple lesson is the austerity begins in worshipping food. That is, what to eat, how to prepare, how to make it a sacred thing, holy thing. Bhagavan in his Who Am I said, the only sadhana he strongly prescribed is pure, adequate food. And that makes the mind vitally ready, energetic. That means you are ready for meditation. Bhagavan used to say, in Virupaksha cave, we used to beg and get a little bit of rice and make kanji out of it. And if more people come, more water we will pour. Not more rice, more water. And salt will not be there. We will take the salt directly in the tongue. And used to drink that kanji, and that used to be like amrita, nectar. And the mind will be very pleasant, very quiet, shanta. And after coming down to the ashram, so many people are coming, so much food is there. And now I don't need a writing desk. Understood? Keep it there and write. So, the best way for yoga is, first attention should be on food. And then the mind is ready. Then satsanga, contact with sages, saints. Then it gets that prana shakti. You come to satsang, to get that prana shakti, energy. Then it is alert, attention is there, then it can do the enquiry, nadudal. Inwardly, the I is palpable. If it is not sattvic mind, the I will not be palpable, the spurti will not be there. It will just hide inside, become one with the matter. It might become insensitive inside. So when it is ready, bisatandu taniyasi, there is a word in Lalita Sahasranama, like the lotus, what do they call? Stalk. Inside that, there is a very, very, very subtle thread-like thing. That is called bisatantu. Like that very subtle hair-like thread, this spurti must be separated from all other thoughts in the heart. You are fully aware. It is just like Vidyaranya Swami gives a very beautiful example. A person goes to a Veda Padashala where his own son also is studying, and so many children are chanting the Vedas, hundreds of them are chanting, but after some few minutes of listening, the father is able to segregate the sound of his son. And he is paying attention to how his own son is chanting, and after few minutes he is able to listen only to that. Other hundreds of children are chanting, but he is listening only to that sound. That kind of mastery is there. Like that, the mind is spilling out so many thoughts, so many emotions, so many images. In between, like separating that bisatantu, like that, the yogi, one who is in the quest, just separates this I thought, and whatever may be the movement, he is able to observe the I thought. The I thought. That observation when that observation is there, this vritti, this I thought merges in the heart and pure quietude, shanti reigns there. That kind of enquiry, even the enquiry is impossible for a dull mind. And also for a mind which is overactive. Neither for the tamoguna nor for the rajoguna. So the entire sadhana, right beginning from food, the entire sadhana is to prepare the mind, purify the mind, make it a energetic movement to keep aflame this aham spurti. When the I thought is separated from all other thoughts, it no more reveals itself as the thought. It reveals itself as pure awareness, as spurti, as aham, 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 aham. And when that one is able to hold that inwardly, nalam, Bhagavan says nalam, means pure auspiciousness. You can shanti, you feel whole. In that wholeness, there is no movement of sensory ideas, no movement of physical idea, no movement of I, doership, enjoyship. There is stillness, there is Shanti. Hence Bhagavan says Arunachala. Actually Bhagavan is singing to Arunachala, but is giving us the message that don't allow the mind to decay. Keep it very fresh. Don't allow it to gather dirt from the world. You just leave it, it will gather dirt. You just allow it to wander about, it will gather dirt. That is why you have to again and again wash the body. To make it dirty, you need not do anything. Just keep quiet, sit in a place from morning to evening, it will become dirty. But to keep it clean, you have to wash. That is why meditation is very important. Santatam shalipara santoshamagave. Bhagavan said, constantly, without becoming despondent or without getting bored by that process, shalipara, and delightfully, means with so much vigilance, you train yourself. There is only one thing that you have to do, unveil the inner treasure, and that also moment by moment by moment. Prati bodha viditam matam amrtatvam hi vindate atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate amritam. The Upanishad says prati bodha viditam matam. Bodham prati viditam. It is not a question of that one day I sit under a tree and get it, and from all the whole life it is there. Yes, it might happen. The first vision of the truth might happen somewhere. The first experience of being the bodiless and mindless, egoless, sometimes it can become perfect, whole, purna, but that is very rare. Brahma Sutra is a question and answer. Very complex things are being discussed, but there are very valuable things also. Somewhere Shankaracharya has a discussion where he says, why should a person again and again listen, meditate? He can just listen once and meditate and realize, then over. Shankaracharya says, your doubt is true, genuine. I don't deny that there are not such people. This is the answer. He says exactly that I don't deny that there are such people. Such people are found who realize like lightning. The moment they listen to the truth, last moment they were here, next moment they are not here, they are full, whole. Purnam. Muruganar used to say, Bhagavan did not give me time even to wink the eyes, flicker the eyelids. Before that the thing was over. But generally, don't imagine yourself to be such a genius. It is better that you see yourself as you are. The knowledge of the self is so simple because the self is Nitya Mukta. Nitya means eternal, Mukta means liberated, ever free. It is its very nature. Mukti is the nature of the self. It is not a state that you attain. That is why it is very simple. You can have it now, provided you are listening. That very moment, it is just like Your glasses are there in your nose. Through that, you are seeking, where did I keep it? And I tell you, it is right in your face. You see, oh, that is the meaning of this Aye Adisulabham. Oh, it is here. You feel ashamed. Why should I seek? Why have I sought it out? It is there in me, that very recognition. That is what happened to Bhagavan in Madurai. When that great event happened, his family people were not there in the house. Few minutes ago, they went outside for some celebration or some temple worship somewhere. So when they went from the home, you can see that home now. It's not a very charismatic place. It is not like Buddha's banyan tree or anything. It's just a small house, a small room. And when they went out of the house, Venkatraman, the school boy, was there. After 1 hour or 2 hours, when they came back, Venkatraman was not there. There was only Arunachala. They saw the difference. His own brother saw Yogishwara. He used to make fun of him as Yogishwara, but they felt the difference. Something has happened. The person is no more there. There is that deep, profound, impersonal presence, which we called Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan. This event in Bhagavan's life gives you a warning. Don't ever judge or conclude about a person. You don't know. Any moment, the person can give way to the impersonal being to manifest. Any person. Gita Krishna says the most immoral person can become a saint next moment. Apichet suduracharaha. So the potential is there in everyone. It is quite possible. That is one side. The other side is he just inquired within with full intensity, because it was a question of death and life for him. It is not like us taking a passport, visa, ticket, go around India and at last land Tiruvannamala, take a room, have breakfast, go to Ramanacharana or somewhere, meditate, wake up for the lunch, then have some rest, then evening meditation. You are enjoying the process. You are afraid only whether the process will get disturbed. You don't even believe that the goal can happen any moment. Or just to declare that you are the goal, to be finished with it. You want the enjoyment, to be the enjoyer of meditation. The duration of time. And you also enjoy coming out of meditation. This is rasaswada. This is called, it is a great block, because worldly pleasure you can give up, but this inward celestial pleasure is very, very difficult to give up. It is not a question of dying and going to heaven and having the pleasure. The meditator is having that ethereal pleasure here. So there also the pleasure that you experience is not you, it is a very, very ambrosia. It is a heavenly juice, nectar that you inwardly enjoy. So it also starts, it also ends. That process you can continue all your life without finding the truth. Nasvadayet rasam tatra nissangah prajnaya bhavet. Gaudapadacharya says, don't continue this inner drug addiction. Don't be attached to this. Bhagavan did not do that. He just found that it is not a question of pleasure. It is not a question of getting something out. He found death is right before. I am going to die. And for you it will not happen, for me it will not happen. Because that experience of death, something which was vouchsafed for him, that which he encountered, we don't know what it is. Perhaps the collective pain of the worldly life collectively manifested before him for the time being. And he found that he is going to die and he has to live. It's very, very genuine problem and solution. But an intelligent person can see death around in various forms. Whatever suffering that we undergo in life is one form of death. It is not the question of lying down and waiting for the rigor mortis to set in. You need not do that. You can see Vairagya is the preparation, where you see that everywhere there are forces to affect your mind, affect your intellect, make you sorrow-stricken, make you limited, make you suffer, and you wake up and decide to put an end to this. Moment of suffering, and to get centered in yourself, where you have found that immortality, peace, deep fulfillment, whatever you may call it. The simple clue that Bhagavan gives is deep sleep. On one side we said, sleep also deadens you. But on the other side, that is the only authentic state where the clue is available that you are happiness. You are actually infinite. You have no limitation of the body or the mind. You need not attain that state. You have to just crystal clearly know that you are naked. Nakkanai nindrane Arunachala. Arunachala, you are the self. I wanted to see you as you are, and I saw you naked. That means I saw you free of the body and mind. That's all. And even after that knowledge, you will see the body, you will see the mind, you will see the world, you will see the problems around. It is like the mirage. You will see the water there, but you know there is no water. So too you will see all these suffocating things, forces around, but you know that in the depth, you have dug deep in the center and have come contact with the water, the coolness within. And that is Bhagavan. Sadhu Swami sang about Bhagavan. He said, Ati Shitala Paramashivam. Arunachala Guru Ramanam. He said, Arunachala Guru Ramana is Ati Shitala Paramashivam. Shitala means Chittam Kulira. Bhagavan has given expression in Aksharamanamalai. He says, the mind when it sinks in the heart, it is taking dip in utter coolness of the self. All its burning sensation is gone. There is absolute peace, Shanti in the heart, and that is Nalam. The word is very beautiful in Tamil, Nalam. Usually, in pure Tamil, when somebody wants to ask you, how are you well? They will ask, Nalam Tana. And Arunagirinathar said, Nalam is when I lose myself. Yennai Izhanda Nalam. Yennai Izhanda Nalam. The state where the I thought is no more operating. There is Shanti. There is that's Nirvikalpasthiti in the heart. And that is Nalam. To be associated with the mind is not Nalam. It is a very rotten fruit. What you call mind is a recorded thing. It has recorded memory of many, many experiences. So it is a rotten fruit. Mind is a rotten fruit. Nalanilai. When you are associated with the mind, there is no well-beingness. Nadi utkol nalam. Go to the heart center, then you have nalam. Then you have well-beingness. Then you feel something very profound, deep. That maunam, which Bhagavan calls as maunam. And another thing, another name which Bhagavan gave is Nakkanai Nindranai Arunachala. Kalimayamai Nindranilai. Padam. Everything means the same. Nadi Utkul Nalam Arunachala. That Padam, that state where the I is not, you is not, he is not. That Vinnuru. Vinnuru. Yenna alai illa Vinnuru. That Akasha, that space, that pure space where there are no corruption of thoughts, no pollution of sleep, no impurity of doubt, no clouds of self-image. It is pure peace, that Shanti. And that is Nalam. Bhagavan says, now you have found perfect health. Now you have found perfect mental stability, calmness, tranquility. Now you have found sanity. Otherwise, it is insanity. Bhagavan calls Arunachala as medicine for insanity. whoever comes to Tiruvannamalai is considered as one lady created some problem in ashram, and she was even able to effectively deceive a psychiatrist. And at last this psychiatrist came to ashram, and he became a devotee of Bhagavan, and he was sitting with Bhagavan to take food. So he asked Bhagavan, Bhagavan, she is really mad? He was not even sure now. Bhagavan smiled and said, when people with quarter madness come to Tiruvannamalai, they turn out to be half mad. And people with half madness come, we will see to it that it is full. And often it happens that people fully mad come and get healed. Paitiyam arundai par olir aruna parvata uru perum parane. Arunachala, you are Paitiyam arundu, the medicine for madness, insanity. So let us accept, because that is the first step for treatment. When the patient feels that something is wrong, the mind is not all right, then he submits to the physician, to the healer. And Arunachala is the greatest healer. He yesterday we told that he is also the greatest madman. So experientially he knows. So Bhagavan says, Arunachala, I am coming here with a very rotten mind, and you have to remove that, heal that problem, and swallow me. Utkol. Utkol means swallow me. Like a river comes and merges in the ocean, I will come and merge in you, Arunachala. Then only Shanti is there. I come here to experience whatever it might be, self-realization or anything. But at last I find that I am going to become a food to you. You will swallow me and finish me off. There is absolute freedom, because it is not with you, it is with him. So whatever you may do, you will decide many things. It is just like that elephant is coming from Ramanacharana to this place, and an ant is moving from the head portion of the elephant towards the tail. And the ant is thinking, I will go to Ramanacharana and get Pongal. But the elephant is moving towards Satsang. So the ant at last end up in Satsang. And here no Pongal, only banana. What to do? The decision of the ant is to go to Ramanacharana, and it is also making right effort, walking towards Ramanacharana. But all the while, the base which is carrying the ant is moving towards the opposite direction. This is grace. The grace is moving towards the divine, while our self-effort may move any side. Our individual sense might move towards the opposite direction, this direction, that direction, but the force which is carrying you counts. it at last takes you and puts you at the feet of Bhagavan. So once you have the vision of that current which flows underneath, that is Kripa Sakshatkara, realization of the force of grace. Once you come in touch with that power, when you have found such a current behind you and you surrender to it, or even your very knowledge is enough, because you know that whether you make effort, whether you go opposite direction, anywhere, that current is taking you and going to make you sink you in the ocean of nirvana. Once that current has started working, activated, then the ego becomes powerless. It is just like Bhagavan says, it is like the moon seen in the daytime. Sometimes moon is seen in the daytime, but it is useless. Like that, the ego is seen, the ego is working, but it is powerless. The force behind, the power behind alone matters. It takes you and puts you at the right center. And once you have a vision of that force, then you find that your effort, your austerity, your self-doing, it's all humbug, it's useless. It has not much value. Every great sage you have attained it, they have declared, it is not by my austerity, it is the grace, it is the power of grace. It is not my austerity at all. In Bhagavan's life, it is clearly visible even to the reader. The boy was totally unaware about what was happening to him. Suddenly somebody comes, and it's not a question of initiating with a mantra. He comes from somewhere, and the boy goes and asks, where are you coming from? He said, Arunachala. Over. And you know, Bhagavan did not speak about death experience in Aksharamanamalai. Outwardly he did not say, but about this incident he is told in Arunachala Ashtagam, and in Aksharamanamalai also. He says, the moment I heard your name, the force from within pulled the mind and swallowed it. So actually it is a question of Namadiksha, Shabda Brahma. Peyar ninaithidave pidithu iluthane. Pidithu means caught hold of. And iluthu means completely pulled within. It is just like somebody is going to take bath in a river and some force from inside catches hold of him and pulls him inside. Like that, the moment I heard Arunachalam, the I thought was not traced back to the source pulled the I thought and swallowed it. Ulla irukra nerpu saaptuduthu voi. This is the expression of Bhagavan. To T.K. Sundareshwara, he said about some incident, he said, Ulla irukra nerpu, the Agni inside the heart just swallowed everything. And this incident, Bhagavan says, that is why he is so much attached to that one Nama, Arunachalam. Many Shiva devotees, they had Panchakshara. Tiruvachakam, Manikyavachakar was, you can see the great work Tiruvachakam. He begins with Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya Valga, Nadan Tal Valga, Imai Poludumen Angel, Ningadan Tal Valga. Like that it goes. Like that, when Bhagavan was prayed requested to write a work, he wrote Arunachalam. Then began the work. Arunachalam ena ahame ninaipavar ahattai vera rupai Arunachala. Over. That is his experience. One who recollects the Nama Arunachalam in the heart, you Arunachala root out his ego. Remove his ego from within. Means gives him the experience of the self, Atmanubhuti. And such easiness, such simplicity, utter simplicity is there in the process. Hence Bhagavan says, Nundidadu undanai tandu yenai kondilai andagan nee enakku Arunachala. Bhagavan said, Arunachala, you are my end. You are the force which completed my life. You are death for me. You owned me and gave me the death experience. Antakan. You can say this song, Bhagavan is speaking about death experience, but not explicitly. Andaganniyanakku, you just ended my ego, ended my individuality. Anavamalam, which in the Shaiva Siddhanta they call it as Anavamalam. This Anavamalam means the ego, which is subtle dirt inside. It can be removed only by the power of grace. That is what they say. So you became an Antaka to me, Arunachala. And how I attained you? Without putting any effort. You are the most simplest thing that I got in my life. School, it was difficult. When some school teacher came to Tiruvanamalai, who taught Bhagavan in his school, with so much bhakti, he did namaskara and asked some doubt to Bhagavan, Swami, some doubt. He said, oh, Ayya, Bhagavan used to call like that. Say, sir, afraid of your question, I ran away from Madurai to Tiruvanamalai. And now you hunt me here. You come and ask the same question here. Because afraid of you, I came here. So, it is really, it should have been very frustrating for Bhagavan. But he says, self-realization is utterly simple. You are not expected any effort. And he get a very good teacher. He said, Shumma sukhamundu urangidal. Eat and sleep. Be still. Shumma iru. So Bhagavan here expresses his gratitude from the heart without any rigorous of penance, without any pain on my part. You have given me yourself, Arunachala. In Tamil, there is an expression. Suppose some person is very gullible, very innocent. You can easily deceive him. People used to call that such a person as Emanda Shonagiri. He is innocent like Arunachala. Because Manikavacharya in Tiruvachakam says to Shiva, he says, you need a good course of business management. You don't know business. If you sell something, you have to get more value for it than what you give. But what did you do to me? You gave yourself to me, and in return, you took me. Now I have ananda, bliss. I don't know what you have. Tandadu undanai kondadu endanai Shankara yar kolo chaturar. He is asking Shankara, tell me who is more smart, you or me? I feel you are really என்ன சொல்றது? You need much more training. We are all MBA. What is his full form? MBA means manage. Yeah, it is not like that. It is mind, brain, arrogance. Manasu, buddhi, ahankara. Mana, buddhi, ahankara is MBA. So we all have that. Mana, buddhi, ahankara. MBA. And you don't know business, O Ishvara. You gave that infinity to me and you took me. So this is Hemanda Shonagiri. Ishvara is ready to give him completely. He is asking, don't you want me? Don't you want me? Nondidadu bundanai tandu. Without much effort, you gave yourself to me. Enai kondilai. In bartering, you took me. The same expression. You took me and you gave yourself. That means the Jiva Bhava is removed and only Ishvara is there. The Jiva is not there, it is Shiva. The individual sense is not there, it is the Akhanda Vastu, it is the infinite, it is the Purna. You put an end to the individuality in me. You put a full stop to the I, the movement of me inside. And only you are there inside me, Arunachala. Nondidadu undanai means I did not do any tremendous practice. Not much effort was employed. This is the declaration of Bhagavan. Many people who are not much familiar with Bhagavan, they will say, Ramana Maharshi did tapas here, there. Bhagavan said, I did no tapas. What happened in Madurai is over. After that, if I keep the eyes closed, people will say, I am meditating. If I open the eyes, they will say, now he is awake. If I kept quiet, they will say, he is in Mauna. If I speak, they will say, now he has started speaking. But there is no difference for me. There is nothing changed after that. The Chit Spurti was awakened in the death experience. And the current of that Shakti was awakened within. And it stayed alive after that for 54 years without any effort. The success, the secret of success is there was no ahankara vasana in him. So he did not try to improvise it, hold it, store it. He did not do anything. In that aspect, he was absolutely in surrender. That is perhaps the reason that the force descended on him and continued to shine forth effortlessly the rest of the period without interruption. And this Bhagavan gives a clue, effortlessly. Nundidadu means effortlessly. Without any effort. Manikya says, I did not do any tapas. Shiva entered me. And he says, how did Shiva enter? he entered me as Shivaya Namah, as the Panchakshara. And he did not enter, see, the expressions are different, but the anubhuti is same. Yaneyo tavam shaiten. Did I do any tapas? No. He says, did I do any tapas? No. Shivaya namavana petrin. I found Shivaya nama inside me. As Bhagavan says Spurti, he says that Panchakshara. That Panchakshara started shining inside me. Shivaya namavana petrin. And what happened? Tenayin amudamai tittikum Shiva Peruman. That Shiva, the Lord, he is the experience of honey as nectar. Amudam means nectar. He is so sweet. Tane vande, with full forcefully he entered my heart. Pugunde, he entered my heart. Adiyark arul shaitan. He bestowed grace on me. And I did not put any effort, but Vairagya came. Says, Oonarum uyir vaalkai oruttandre veruttidave. All this worldly life and its pleasure, everything just became insipid, tasteless. The inner experience became so powerful that everything else became meaningless. And that Panchakshara alone was true in the heart. So Shiva danced within me as Panchakshara. That Panchakshara itself is Shiva. He shone forth inside as Shiva. As in Bhagavan's case, it is Arunachalam. Arunachalam. That is also a Panchakshara. As that throb of Arunachalam. And the throb of Arunachalam. And he says, I did not do any tapas. Yaneyo tavam shaitain. I did not do any tapas. Tane vande, Ishvara himself entered me, came to me and put an end to worldly life. That Manikya Vachakar was leading a very, very luxurious life of a minister under the king Arimardana Pandian. Arimardana Pandian, thane? Under the king Arimardana Pandian. He was a royal worker. He was a minister there. He was a mantri there. And Shiva came to his life. Once the king told him, you go to the seashore, very high quality horses have arrived from Arabia. You buy them. And saying this, he gave lot of money. With all money, already he was a prepared devotee. Inwardly he was longing in the heart for that spiritual state, but he was still a very able administrator. So he was moving towards the seashore. After some distance, he entered a village. They were about to camp there in the night. Somebody told, there is a great master there with all his 1,000 disciples. He is sitting under a tree. Go and see. He went and saw, that's all. He went and saw, did a prostration, and that master put his feet on his head. Padimapadam Vaita Apparish. Says, that is the greatest reward that I got. He kept his feet on my head. And next moment, he says, It is not the wonder of going there, it is not a wonder to have seen them. The greatest wonder is the recognition that happened inside me. The village people told that a guru is there, disciples are there, but I did not see a guru there. Shivan avan ena terndanan kanka. He says, the moment I saw him, the recognition happened inside me that it is Shiva. The value is for that recognition. And next day morning, neither the Guru exists nor the disciples there, nobody was there. Over. The person became mad. And all the government money was spent there to make a big temple there. You can go and see that temple even now. Avadiyar Koil. A very beautiful temple he made. And you know what will happen. Somebody spending government money to make temple. He was put inside jail, crucified. Then Lord arrived to rescue him and give him that experience. And why that crucifixion? So that he will give up his ministerhood. Otherwise he will have a comfortable spiritual life which he didn't want. Ishvara could have allowed him to have that ministerhood and experience God. But he made him commit that blunder of spending the money in making the temple and all create problem in the life and made him a sannyasi. Tore him apart. All his worldly life, everything became just utter meaningless. And then he gave him that experience and started moving about as a bard, singing on Shiva, and arriving at last in Chidambaram where he merged with Ishvara. So, Nundidadu Undanai. To attain God there is not much effort, but giving up the world there is effort. Giving up the non-self there is effort. You see in Manika Vajra's life, giving up the non-effort. In Bhagavan's life you see attaining realization was so simple, but living amidst us was great trouble. The 54 years was a constant crucifixion. So much troubles were there, problems were there, everything he endured. Realization happened like this. But after that, what we give to him, it is pure, unadulterated hala, poison, which he has to drink. Nalam va paramopakarakam tu ekam pashunam pate. Shankaracharya asks, the great parama upakara is that you drank that poison. So that is a little no vedana, pain is there. But in attaining God is very, very simple. This is utterly simple. Nundidadu undanai tand. You took me and gave yourself. All my worldly life you finished. Antakan. It is just like somebody surrenders the company to the government saying, pauper, bankruptcy. And government takes and finishes everything. Like that, Andagan ni enakku Arunachala. Over. The life is over. Finish it off. That is what Arunachala did. Yenai Kondila, you caught hold of me and brought about the end of my worldly play. The Jiva Bhava was ended, and there began the life of Shiva. No more Jiva. Everyone saw only Shiva there. No, the former Venkatraman. They saw it is Ramana means it is Arunachala. It is Shiva. It is Ishvara. So that is Antagan is Shiva. Antagan is Shiva. Antagan ni enak Arunachala. Arunachala, you are death to me. Means you are Shiva, Maheshwara to me. We will continue the next song tomorrow. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, 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 Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.